Kermits Funeral, screenplay by Javier Nathaniel Camacho, based on Jim Henson's and President John Fitzgerald Kennedy's funeral. Dear Jim Henson, thank you for your creativity. Dear Jim Henson's estate, please do not sue me. There was a sound of laughter. In a moment, it was no more. And so she took a ring from her finger and placed it in his hands. There was a wit in a man, neither young nor old, but a wit full of an old man's wisdom and of a child's wisdom. And then, in a moment, it was no more. And so she took a ring from her finger and placed it in his hands. There was a man marked with the scars of his love of a country, a body active with the surge of a life far, far from spent, and in a moment it was no more. And so she took a ring from her finger and placed it in his hands. There was a father figure who brought joy. In a moment, it was no more. And so she took a ring from her finger. Why? And placed it in his hands. There was a husband who asked much and gave much. And out of the giving and the asking wove with a woman what could not be broken in life. And in a moment, it was no more. And so she took a ring from her finger and placed it in his hands, and kissed him, and closed the lid of a coffin. A piece of each of us died at that moment, yet in death he gave of himself to us. He gave us of a good heart from which the laughter came. He gave us of a profound wit from which a great leadership emerged. He gave us of a kindness and strength fused into a human courage to seek peace without fear. He gave us of his love that we, too, in turn might give. He gave us that we might give of ourselves, that we might give to one another until there would be no room at all for the bigotry, the hatred, prejudice, and the arrogance which converged in that moment of horror to strike him down. And leaving us with these gifts, Kermit the Frog, president of our hearts, leaves with us. Will we take them, Mr. President? Will we have now the sense and the responsibility and the courage to take them? I pray to God that we shall, and under God we will. Today we celebrate an amazing icon. A little fabric frog who changed the world. His armless brother will be singing a song in memory of him. Although his brother wasn't very close to Kermit, due to him being blocked from the limelight, his brother insisted on doing this. Everyone, Ink, the frog. Who? I thought he was an only child. How many damn brothers does this guy have?
Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Who said that every wish would be heard and answered when wished on a morning star? Somebody thought of that and someone believed it. Look what it's done so far. What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? And what do we think we might steal? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of us under its spell. We know that it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep? And have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Is this the sweet sound that calls the young sailors? The voice might be one and the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's something I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Da 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 dee da da dum, da da dee da 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 da.